And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wine Spot. This is episode 2 with Miss D and Prince Alexander. On this episode, we're going to be talking about how to bring the spark back in that in your relationship. On last week's episode, as a recap, we talked about the signs of a failing relationship. And we hope you guys go and check that out. But before we get deep all the way into it, let's do a toast. The good memories and a great show. Excellent episode 2. Okay, so let's get into ways that you can bring the spark back in the bed. I want to hear this. I mean, we're doing fine in the bed, but we all can learn a little something, huh?
Well, last week we talked about signs of a family relationship. So, how do we bring that spark back into our relationship? And the first thing we need to do is be honest with ourselves and our partner. You're not happy, So, be honest. And why aren't you happy? You know, make it all about I. Use those I statements. I'm not happy because. So then you can figure out a solution. Another way is to reflect on those good times. Go back to that honeymoon stage, where y'all couldn't get enough of each other. Reflect back on that time and utilize that into your relationship. Be about that. Remember why you fell in love with that person.
So what you're saying is keep our mind focused on the good, so that we'll have all those memories and that we'll still like love each other, even if it gets a little toxic, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Because how many of y'all know that relationships sometimes do get toxic? Like sometimes it be toxic from the beginning, sometimes it don't get toxic until the middle, and sometimes it don't get toxic until after you walk down the aisle. So
hmm
you just never know.
Yeah, you just never know when that relationship can be explosive. But it's
Yeah.
always ways of getting out of that explosion.
Yes.
So also have the desire to fix it. I mean, anybody can say, "Oh, I want this relationship," but do you have that desire? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to fix that relationship? And
Yeah.
another thing, fix yourself. Sometimes we can point the finger all day long, but sometimes it might not be your partner. It may just be you. Are you doing the same things that you used to do when y'all first started dating? You know, did you get that ring and forget? Think about it. Fix yourself too.
Yeah, because sometimes in most of our relationships, everyone kind of brings on their own insecurities and their own
Mhm.
baggage and things like that. And so when you get in this relationship and you get comfortable, it's so important to unpack.
Mhm.
Talk about those insecurities. Talk about the things that you feel that are red flags for you. And just really just have those conversations so that your guard can come down and you can enjoy, and so that once the spark does come, it'll stay. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we
Mhm.
want the spark. We want the spark to stay. I don't know
Right.
about you. I don't know about you, but when I get into relationships, I want it to be an everyday spark type of thing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we don't have to see each other every day, but just giving each other that communication that I love you, I miss you, still like kind of crushing on each other. I think that keeps a spark.
Yes, that's
you
the
know,
biggest thing.
how we use those little pet names, like, he calls me Papa Bear and I call him Tiger.
Okay.
So see,
Okay.
that's something you didn't even know. But yeah, those kind of
Surprise
ways
me.
you know.
But yeah, that is all well and good for keeping that spark into a relationship. Like you said, those little pet names. And two, the last two things to do when you want to bring that spark back into a relationship is tune into each other. Start doing those things that your partner likes, even if you don't like it. Like my partner likes sports. I don't like sports. I don't know nothing
Right.
about sports. But
Right.
I try to tune into what he likes, to keep that spark. I
Right. To keep
ask.
that common ground and have stuff to, bond on.
Yeah, it's like I didn't even know the Cleveland Browns. That's off a Family Guy. And I'm just sitting there like, Cleveland Browns? That's the guy off of Family Guy. Like, I
Hmm.
have no idea any of the team's names. So that kind of
Hmm.
keeps our sparks, and it keeps it fun and exciting, because he probably like, oh my gosh, she really don't know none of
Right.
this
But
shit.
I think it would be more exciting like when we don't know like per se what it is they're into and what it is, they like, but when we study and do our research and then they find out that we didn't actually learn something and they're like, okay, I can watch this for all the time.
Exactly. And the last.
It's the little things. It's not always about money and the person spending money. Sometimes for some people it is. Some people
Mhm.
feel like, okay, you need to spend that money. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
it's not always about that. It's more so about having that connection, spiritually, emotionally, because that keeps us apart too.
Hmm.
We can have a good physical connection, but are we connected spiritually? You
Right. Did
know?
you tune in to their mind and what they
Yeah.
like and
Yeah.
what they
Can
don't like?
when I say spiritually, do you know when they're sad? Can you pick up on when they're sad? Can you pick up on when they're having a rough day? Can you pick
Hmm.
up on they want to tell you something but they're too scared to tell you? Can you pick up on them emotionally? Can you pick up on them
Hmm.
in that way? And
Right.
I feel like that if you can, that can make it a little bit more solid.
Yeah, that is true.
You
That
know.
is true. And with that, we come to our last point: therapy. You know, therapy is not bad. You can go to couples counseling, you can have, individual counseling, but that brings the spark back. Get to those underlying issues on what is going into your relationship. So then when it's failing, you know how to bring that spark back. And it's not going to be an overnight thing, it takes time. So remember, you have to have the desire to fix that relationship. And if you have the desire, then you and your partner can have the tools to be great. So, everybody have bumps in the roads. And even though you know the signs of a family relationship, there are always ways to fix that.
And bring that spark back. And just to piggyback off of what you were saying about therapy, I think that is a great idea. I think there's a lot of stigma around therapy. We'll talk about that in other episodes to come. We'll get more in depth into that and really just dive deep into mental health because I feel like mental health is so important. Therapy is an underrated gold mine that a lot of people have not taken advantage of that resource yet. So we'll talk about that in episodes to come. We may talk about that on the next episode. So just stay tuned. We got a lot of surprises. Again, Happy New Year to everyone. We hope this is a great year for you. We hope that you're doing well. Make sure you stream our episodes on YouTube at the Wine Spot. You can see episode 1, Signs of a Failing Relationship. This is episode 2, How to Bring That Spark Back. So we got it going on. We telling y'all, we letting y'all know the signs of a failing relationship, and then we letting y'all know how to bring the spark back. So y'all got to stay tuned for what we got. Because we got many surprises. See, it was some surprises in this episode that Miss D didn't even know.
That's right.
So you got to stay tuned and see what we got. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Prince underscore Alexander 35. And you, Miss D, you want to tell them your Instagram?
And you can follow me at Writer Miss D at
And that's all we
Instagram.
got. We hope to see y'all on the next week's episode. Bye bye.